So here I have the ingredients for the chocolate pudding. And there's flour, and there's cocoa, a heaping cup of cocoa, and sugar, and that is cornstarch. And then we've got some milk. I use whole milk. And a little after you put everything together, you're going to add vanilla after it's all cooked. Now, some of the extraneous things you might want are some custard cups, because when you make your custard and you pour it into your pie shell, you may have more custard left. So you want to have extra ones on hand with a little bit of plastic wrap also, just to cover the pudding so it doesn't develop that hard top. And I'm going to use a strainer and a bowl. So those are just some of the things you want to have on hand. I'm going to cook it in a heavy bottom saucepan. This is a 3.5 quart. I only have a quart and then a 3.5 quart. So something in between would have been okay, because I'm doubling this recipe. So I'm going to have 6 cups of milk. My recipe I have at the beginning is for a single recipe. Also, it's very helpful to have a whisk, because especially with cocoa, you want to get it all mixed in properly. And then this is a wooden spoon, of course, and it has a flat bottom, and that's wonderful for stirring, because you want to stir this pretty consistently while it's cooking. So I'm using this wire whisk to bring those ingredients together before I add all of the rest of the milk. That's why this is a tool that I would recommend every person who works in the kitchen, bakes, cooks, whatever, for gravies, for anything you want to bring together. See how nice that is? Not trying to whip it. This is also a whip. I'm using this just to, you can get around the bottom just to make sure that because this is round, it doesn't really get into the corners like this little thing does. So this is very well combined. So I can go ahead and add the rest of the milk. I added 2 cups of milk, just so you know. But remember, this is a double recipe. And I have a feeling I'm going to have a lot extra for my little ramekins, which is great. Now, don't forget the sugar. So now you do want to stir this pretty consistently the whole time it's cooking. So if you're buying your Graham Cracker Crusts, buy a couple of them, then you won't have to have little dishes and you'll have an extra pie. See, this is getting thicker. And at this point, you may even want to just go back in there with this whisk. Be careful, because it's very, very hot. So make little tiny motions just to get around it. We're not trying to whip air into it. Just keep stirring it, because it's all of a sudden going to start to come to a boil, and you just want it to cook for like 30 seconds. See how much thicker this is, but it has not come to a boil yet. So I'm going to give it a little bit of a whisk. It's very hot. Then keep stirring. Now I'm cooking this at a pretty high heat. It's on 7. And it's starting to come to a boil. It's just a little simmer around the edge. Hold the pot steady and give it a whip. Try to keep it even. So just be careful with that. And now I'm going to cover it with a piece of plastic wrap. Keep the top from getting that hard top. Let it cool down a little, then I'll put it in the refrigerator, and when it's all cool, we'll put the whipped cream on. With little spoonfuls. I want to get it all the way to the edge. Doesn't have to be, might as well get it all out. Okay, so now you can just give it a little decoration. And we'll sprinkle some chocolate over the top. And there you have it.